Anastrozole. It is definitely the most misunderstood part of what we do as a men's health clinic. There are so many rumors and misconceptions and bad raps online about anastrozole, and they're mostly not true. The problem with anastrozole is it works, okay? The problem with the dosing out there, the commercial dose starts at 1 milligram. That's a lot of anastrozole. So it's working, and there's too much of it, so it's doing too much of what it's supposed to do. In the male body, when you present testosterone, there's an aromatase enzyme that grabs testosterone and converts it into estrogen. We don't make a lot of estrogen at the testicular area. We make it through adipose tissue, primarily fat, through this enzymatic process using the aromatase enzyme. All right. Now, anastrozole is an aromatase inhibitor. It inhibits that aromatase enzyme from grabbing testosterone and turning it into estrogen. Now, in every guy's body, there's a bell curve of where your estrogen levels need to be. Over here, it's not enough, right? Over here, there's too much, and there's problems on both sides of that bell curve. Up here is where you're going to feel the best. You're not emotional, you're not retaining water, you have good erection quality, you have good energy levels. Not enough and not too much are really problematic for a lot of guys, okay? So what we do with anastrozole is this. First of all, before we start a bunch of fights online, most guys don't need it, okay? Let me start with that. Secondly, there's a lot of hard and fast rules you'll hear guys throwing around in these forums where they'll say, if anyone's on 200 milligrams or less, they never need it. That's absolute wrong. Okay, take it from a clinic that's treated thousands and thousands of patients, guys, and we've trained hundreds of doctors on how to do this. All right, now that doesn't make us smart, just training doctors, but what does help is we have collaborated with hundreds of doctors. We have been stumped with questions and proven wrong, and had really insightful ideas thrown at us through this process of training all these other doctors. We have really developed these protocols to fit exactly what most men need initially, and then we work with our outliers, right? Because you can't build a protocol that works with outliers right away. So we address the common average guy first, right? We get most guys feeling great right away, and then this guy's got too much, or this guy's got too little, or this guy needs more testosterone, or this guy needs less, or whatever. There's a bunch of outliers, and our protocol is built to handle those, and the anastrozole management is definitely part of managing all of those outliers, because I'm talking about a bell curve here, right? Well, the problem is the top of that bell curve might be 30. Right, for an estradiol reading for one guy, and I can carry my estrogen to 60 or 70 and I feel great. But some guys, you get them in the 40s and all of a sudden their nipples are killing them, they're retaining water, they're feeling emotional, their erection quality is a little bit off, they're not sure what's going on, and it's because of excess estrogen. So the point of this is it has to be managed for the individual, okay? Anastrozole is not some bad drug that causes all these problems. Too much anastrozole causes all sorts of problems, right? So it has to be dealt in a very granular, in a very slow process with a very well-trained practitioner that knows what's going on. And you have to communicate with your patient. You have to truly get in their head and say, hey, how are you feeling? You know, how's your erection quality? Any nipple tenderness? Any mood issues, right? Are you crying yourself to sleep watching a Super Bowl commercial? Like, what's going on? That's how you know what the top of that bell curve is for that individual. Okay, so all these hard and fast rules, like nobody needs it under 200 or whatever, they're garbage, because we have a ton of guys on 200 milligrams a week that don't need it at all. But we also have a boatload of guys that are on just 100 milligrams that absolutely have to have it in order to feel optimal. So guys, I hope this helps a little bit. If you have any questions, you know where to find us. Y'all have a good day.